Hello, hello. How's everybody doing tonight? How is everyone out there? Oh my goodness, excited about this one today because we get to talk. You know me, tinkering with tech. Anytime we can do that is just fantastic. Heather could not make it today. She could not make it in. So as you can see here, as I always ask, where are you from? What country, city, state? Put it out there. Let me know where you're watching us from, because we're always looking for that. We are tinkeringwithtech.net, so be sure to check us out. Just go to the website, check it out, and you can see all the stuff that we do and stuff that we learn and things that we're doing and all that kind of stuff and upcoming stuff. And it's just fun. It's just fun. At least I think it is. No, it's a great community. So come out and join us at Tinkering with Tech. Speaking of tech, today's guest we've had on before, and I love this because he talks a lot of stuff Google, and you guys know how googly I am. I guess that's a term. Without further ado, Tech with Brett. How are you, sir?
Great. How are you doing, Michael?
I'm very well, very well. It's awesome to have you on. Like I said, it's just I have to be careful because I'm probably setting off every time I say the word G. I trigger everybody's device.
Yeah, be careful with that. That's a bad word, but a good word. But
a good bad word or whatever. Yes, exactly. So we got Ron Brown from 𝐞𝐚𝐬𝐽, and that's in Canada. And then we had Donna Derlin from Hudson Valley, New York. Good to see you guys here. A couple community members. Awesome to see you. And I'll probably put a couple of those up and put some comments up as we go. Jim and Chris from South Florida. Oh, that's Fort Lauderdale. I know it's Fort Lauderdale because I know that's where they are. And then Andrew from Hermitage, Tennessee. Good. Bunch of community members out there today. This is great. And anybody else that's out there, we'd love for you to become community members. That being said, I personally have been watching a couple of years. I'm gonna share the screen now because I want to show. This is Tech with Brett. This is youtube.com/Tech with Brett. This is where you are. This is what you do. And all of the review videos and things like that. It's so cool and very thorough. We were talking in the green room before. Very thorough.
A little too much sometimes. Yeah. So if you like lots of info, I have it on these videos.
I know, but it's very, very informative, and you really learn a whole lot. I mean, inside and out. So it's really cool. I see that Richard has joined us from Monrovia, Virginia. No, it's not. It's California.
Welcome, Richard, from wherever you are.
I think there he is. There's the CA for California. There's Cousin Russ. Hello, Cousin Russ from New Jersey somewhere. All right. And I love this. This is great. Richard says, seen many videos of his and also passed some on to others. There you go.
You.
That's the whole goal. Get those views up and watch. But there's a lot of cool things, and a couple that you did recently that I wanted to kind of touch on today. We can go into other things, but one of them right here is the battery ones, the battery doorbell and the battery camera. So yes. I can't wait to hear live from you the feedback that you got and what you think of some of that stuff. So this is all good stuff. We got Gil, who is from Seneca, South Carolina, right around the corner from me. So that's awesome. Or myself. Good. And look, Cousin Russ, just subscribe to your channel. How about that? You just got a new subscriber.
Thank you, Cousin Russ. Appreciate it.
There you go. All right. So talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit. Tell everybody what you do, what you're about, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, as you can see, I love tech. I've started doing tech a long time ago. Started with phones. Now I'm all into the smart home. I bought a house like 6 years ago. And my wife and that kind of changed my life because I could finally install light switches into my wall and mess with all this smart home tech that was coming out. So that's kind of what I started my channel on, focusing on all these smart home features. And I found a lot of people like that kind of stuff. So that's just what I've gone with for the last few years. And I've pretty much outsorted every single light switch or a light bulb in my house to become smart. I also have smart blinds that automatically open and close every day. And it's just, my house is a little too much. When we have the babysitters over, they're like, your house is haunted. And I don't like it. So a little too much some places. And it's always, it's always growing and improving. And so the rest of the family's kind of upset with how many things change. So we try and I'm trying to calm down a little bit. I now have 4 kids at home, so been a little busy this year with a
That's
new
right.
baby boy at
That's
home.
right.
But
Congratulations too, by the way.
thank you, appreciate that. So
Yeah.
we're ready to get back into the greatest season of the year and talk a lot about new tech. And there's too many
Exactly.
products now to talk about, so I'm doing my best.
Exactly.
But
Yeah. No, and that's exactly why I mean this is a perfect time to have you on every year basically because Christmas is coming up. So
yeah,
this is a good way for people to come on and spend a little extra money that you weren't planning on spending.
yeah, exactly. And I dabble in all of it. So I have a little too
Yeah.
much, and I've seen all what's good, what's bad. And of course, I haven't seen there's so much now. I can't see it. I
Right.
keep getting asked
Right.
about like, what about smart vacuums? And I'm like, oh, I haven't even like I had some, but they've changed so much in just a few years that I don't even know
It's totally different
where to
now,
send
right?
you.
Yeah. It's
And
different. Yeah.
yeah, it's been hard. So, but I mostly focus on Google stuff. I do test out some Amazon products here and there, and just to kind of to know the difference and what might be better, what might be worse about one or the other.
Well, and
So
you got some good Samsung stuff too, because if I'm not mistaken, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you worked for them in the past a long time ago.
yeah, I did. So I
Yeah.
worked for Samsung about 7 years.
Mhm.
And I loved it. I went to stores and talked about the Samsung phones, but right now I'm actually working on a video to transition from my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra to the new Google Pixel 6 Pro. So I have
Nice.
that phone right here that I'm really excited to fully use and test out because as a Samsung employee, I don't think they would like me using a Google phone. So now I'm ready to
Yeah.
try
Mhm.
the Pixel, and I've had a few in the past
Awesome.
that I've been testing out, but really excited to dive deep into this one.
That's fantastic. I love it. We have another member. Hello, Myrtle. Dear Myrtle's out there. Wonderful. Yeah, and then Ron says, Michael cost me lots of money. Yes, that is true. But he's going to come on next week and talk. You'll have to watch the show next week. He's going to come on and talk about vacuums. So I'm
Oh,
excited
awesome!
about it. Yeah. So
There you
that's
go.
next week's show. So you should come on and watch that one.
I need the info because I've been getting that question a lot.
And Richard says, I want the S21 Ultra or the Plus. He's even saying that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
both
be
great.
interesting to see. Yeah, oh, absolutely. And be interesting to see what I think is going to be interesting to see because everybody's, I mean, I know iPhone's pushing theirs too. I mean, everybody's in there. A lot of them are a lot of similarities, a lot of things you can do, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah.
and Letitia, good to see Letitia out there. Letitia Campbell's out there. Good to see you. All right. So let's talk a little bit. Go ahead. Fire away. What do you want to start off with?
So let's go off with the cameras you talked about. So for many years, Google has, or at least there's the Google Nest cameras. So they have outdoor cameras, they have an indoor drop camera, and now they've even incorporated their camera into their Google Nest Hub Max display. So for years, everyone has come to know these cameras and love the cameras and what they offer. Because most like security system cameras, they will store the data, but usually that data is on the device. And one thing that Google has done that's different is the data stored in the cloud. But these cameras have allowed me to record everything for the last 10 days. So I can scroll through and see exactly when this certain thing happened, or, I can go back to an event and record that. And so been really cool cameras. That does have a subscription service you need. But for years, these have been accessed in the Google Nest app. Well, a few years ago, Google bought Nest. And so, they've been incorporating these devices into their smart home system, the Google Home system, for a while. And for the first time in I don't even know how many years it's been, they finally introduced brand new cameras that work with the Google Home app without using the Nest app. So they're combining all smart home tech into this one Google Home platform. And the goal is to, instead of having all these different apps that you have to go to, you can just go to the Google Home app and everything is right there, ready for you to adjust or access and view, which is really nice. So, any questions so far? How to do?
No, nothing. That's awesome. Nothing so far. One thing that's interesting to me too is because I'm very involved too, because I try to do have a lot of stuff, do a lot of stuff, etc., that kind of thing too. So I've been thinking about the doorbell. One thing that I've read and heard, and especially I don't know. I've heard, now you can throw your feedback here, and I don't know if you've heard this at all, but kids are coming up fully masked or whatever and taking a sledgehammer and smashing the Ring doorbells. It's
Really?
almost like a prank. Well, that's a very expensive prank.
That is a very expensive prank, and you should move if that's happening.
Well, I mean, I think kids are being dumb, but it's very expensive dumb. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like, I mean, they're getting caught and whatever, and the case is, but that's some serious damage that you do. And the thing is yeah, that's damage, but now I've got a damaged product that now I got to go buy another one. You know, it's just kind of weird. And I don't know if you've heard that. I don't know if you've heard that.
You know, I did hear something a little while ago about some vandalism happening like that. And, you know, I think if the camera is able to record at least the vandalism happening, that's good news, because then that means you have some info on these people. Because I don't want to give away the secret, but those cameras record before you even get close to the door. Mm-hmm. So people know that you were coming, or you know, what you were doing before you even push the button. So I love that about these smart home cameras, and the new Nest Doorbell is it saves all these and it instantly pushes it to the cloud, and so that you have that info already available on the phone, which is really cool.
And again, just to touch on this again, I don't want to be stupid and I don't want to go off on tangents or anything, but if I backed up to that and just unplugged it, because some people plug it in outside, right? Yes. I mean, could I not do that? I mean,
so the biggest concern about this brand new Google Nest Doorbell is it can be battery powered, or it can be wired into your existing system. So the question is, okay, if it's just battery powered, can somebody just come up and rip it off and run away? And so it should at least, you know, save that notification of them coming to the door. But yeah, if they run away, it's gone. Google does have a system where if you do a police report and things, they'll replace it one time if something like that does happen, which is really nice. So just try not to get it stolen.
Yeah, there you go. That's what.
So Ring will replace it. Will replace once, so Google will do that as well. So it's good that these companies are saying that, just so that, you know, in case something does happen like that, you're not out all your money you spent.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I hate to be the negative Nelly or whatever, but you always want to think about that process. Like, I actually thought about getting a camera and putting it inside my window. So then they don't have access to any of the wires. They can't cut anything. They can't do any of that kind of stuff. And it still records anything and people coming in. Now, you couldn't talk, obviously. Yeah, that kind of thing. You couldn't do that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's just thoughts and thinking through the process and being the devil's advocate, maybe, or maybe I'm just being negative.
Somebody sent me a product. Let me see if it's right here. No, that's a different one. Somebody actually sent me a little mount that you can like more securely attach your smart doorbell to the door. So it goes over your doorbell and gives it a little more security with some bolts and other things, so somebody just can't pop it off with the paper clip. Sometimes can get these off. So that was kind of a cool. If you have an area that's doing stuff like that, getting one of those wouldn't cost much to help save your doorbell.
Well, what's weird is that they're hitting rich areas, because all the rich homes have it. We have a section that's a wealthy, so they're just going. Like I said, I think it's just kids being kids, but that's an expensive thing for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, we need to teach them how to play some video games. I'd rather be sitting down doing that.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, awesome. Talk about it. Talk about
the new cameras go right into the Google Home app, the Nest Doorbell battery. So it can be battery powered, and the battery could last anywhere from a few weeks to a couple months, depending on how many notifications you get. I prefer to have mine wired, just so that it rings my doorbell. But whether you have it battery or wired, you can have it ring your Google speakers. So if you have a Google Home in all your rooms, you can have it ring and go off, and it's wherever you want it to. and they just added where you can change the notification sound. So instead of just like ding dong, right now mine goes ding dong, gobble 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 gobble. So there's these different sounds. Yeah. So there was like a Halloween sound. There's the Thanksgiving sound, and then December they'll have different Christmas sounds, and then they have some default sounds where you can have it be like happy birthday or the Westminster chime, da, 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 da. So they have a few others by default, which is pretty fun.
Yeah. Okay. So what about, okay, let me ask you this question. So what about if they have, oh man, I had a brain fart on that one. I don't know why, but I'll think of it in a second. Go ahead.
That's okay.
All right.
So I was going to show you, let's see if this works.
Oh, your phone.
Yeah, there we go. So here is my Google Home
mobile
app.
notification? Mobile notification as well?
Yes.
Or just apps inside your house?
So you can have your Google Home be notified. You can also have notifications right here on the app. So here you can see my front doorbell.
Perfect.
It's kind of cool. I can just click on it and I can view the last notifications or whoever was at the door. You have your history here and you can talk through it and all the smart home stuff you're used to. So here we can see the garbage man came by earlier today and all kinds of stuff. So then we were talking about, putting it high. So I have this other camera here. This is the other Nest outdoor battery. So this is their new outdoor camera. And I have this actually mounted in a tree right now. So it doesn't really show much, but it's mounted high up in a tree. I was trying to catch trick-or-treaters cutting through my lawn. I got you. I was going to scare them with a skeleton that would go off, but nobody did. Everyone was good, and nobody went the wrong way in my yard, and so I didn't catch any. But that camera's cool because it's just a little puck thing, and you can attach it anywhere, on the side of your house, on a garage, wherever you want, and have it plugged in. And I've been using this for a while now, and it says it has about 90 more days of battery life. So pretty good that it has that good of battery life, and so you'll just have to pop it down and charge it up whenever that runs out. But yeah, it's nice that I now have the option to mount it anywhere.
Is that like, what am I trying to, okay, so just AA batteries, or is that a battery that you have to charge?
Yep, it's built-in internal battery, and it has its own custom charging cable that it uses, and that's what charges it up. You just plug it in, charge it up. So you could use it inside if you wanted to, and just use the cable it comes with and have it constantly powered. Or if you want to like have it wired outside so you don't need to constantly charge it, you can get a weatherproof cable where you can plug it in. And so I have one of those as well if I'm close enough to an outlet that I can use.
Kind of tough to climb a tree every time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about the new Amazon TV's integration with the Ring doorbell?
So I've used this before, and I don't know if they've updated it from when I used it. I think they might have a pop-up now on the screen. It has been a little while since I've used it, but I like the new Amazon Fire TV. I've been playing with that, and Ring doorbell. Here at my parents' house, we use that. And it's nice that it can just, show you, it can at least notify you on the TV and your other Echo speakers. And I forgot if there's a newer integration. I think it pops up on screen, which would be cool. I don't know why Google hasn't done that yet. Like if you're watching TV, it would pop up on your Chromecast in the corner. Hopefully one day we see that. Yeah.
And I do know, if I'm not mistaken, and you correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't the display pop up with that though?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, display does. So if you have that in your living room, at least you get some kind of notification that way. So
exactly. So every time somebody rings the doorbell right here on my display, it will pop up the camera. And I can see who's there, and I can even talk to them from the display if I don't want to go to the door.
Yeah, just not the TV for whatever reason. Yeah, you would think Chromecast would integrate at least that. Yeah. So anyways, and maybe that'll be something coming out. Who knows? But yeah, it's so cool. Some of the stuff that you can do right now, like he mentioned, the Amazon TV that gives you that opportunity with that now. Yeah. So.
And then some of the other cameras, Google. So they just came out with this. This is their indoor camera. So if you don't want to use a battery powered camera, they do have this where you can just plug it in and use it indoor and mount it anywhere. And they got these different mounts you can put it on. And I think this is pretty cool. Nice little, just keep track of what the kids are doing in the other room or whatever. Kind of cool. I haven't set mine up yet, but that's one option. And then another option that Google has finally come out with, which is this massive device here. This is the Nest Floodlight camera. So this is the camera I've been talking about that's outdoor. So it's just attached to this set of lights. So now if somebody comes by, not only will it record somebody walking through your yard, but it would also turn on these bright lights so that they can see where they're going. Or, you know, if you're out in the backyard, you can turn these on and have a much better view of what's happening. You know, we're changing our clocks here in Utah this weekend, so I need to set this up so the kids can stay outside a little bit longer in the evening.
So is that something? Okay, so the lights that are attached to that, because I saw this too. I mean, are they're lights that come on? You can set them to come on. Are they auto on?
Yeah, so you
if
can
somebody
have
walks by, or
you can do a few things. You can have auto detect motion. So if it detects motion, it will automatically turn on the lights for however your duration, you know, 1 minute, 5 minutes, whatever it is. But then you also have the option where I can just go in the Google Home app and say, turn on the floodlight. And the floodlight will then stay on because it is wired. It doesn't have a battery on the lights. They're
okay,
wired
that's good. That's a good thing, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have like a current floodlight or something outside, it would just be wired into that system, and yeah, it will always be powered, which is nice.
I like that. I like that because it's attached to your house anyway, so you've already got Wi-Fi probably nearby to it.
Yep.
I mean, and so by it working Wi-Fi wise, that's really kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you can tell it what to do. So I could say, hey, leave this on for an hour or something, or turn it off, or
so I know in the app you'll be able to at least set the motion detection, and then you can just turn it on and then turn it off. I'll have to see if there are like a timer on it, you know, if you say turn on. I haven't tested that yet. Hopefully this week, we'll see.
Right. Gotcha.
So yeah, those are the new 4 cameras. So this is a brand new setup Google's going with, these 4 different types of cameras. And a lot of people are wondering why they're not using the Nest app, going with the Google Home app, but it's a transitional period for them. So far, good experience. The only complaint I have about them all is the Nest camera is so good, or the Nest doorbell is so good at detecting if a package is on the door that every time we walk in and out, it says a package is there or a package is no longer there. So we're like, it's a little too sensitive, but maybe I just need to change the setting a little bit.
The sensitivity on it, maybe a little bit or something.
Yeah, it's like I don't get a package every day. I mean, we get a lot of Amazon packages, but not that many.
That's funny. That's funny. All right. So anybody that comes to the door is going to get it, right? So
yeah.
That's awesome. All right, cool. That's excellent.
And
what
then
next?
one last cool thing that this does, that these cameras do, is let's say your Wi-Fi goes out. And if the Wi-Fi goes out, typically your smart devices just can't do anything. But these, while they still have a battery or battery power or power, they will record up to an hour of events. So if the power went out and somebody came and stole your bike while the Wi-Fi was out, when the Wi-Fi comes back on,
worth of it.
it would load back up, and so you could see that something happened while the Wi-Fi was out. Nice. And the battery-powered ones will use that with the battery. So the power goes out, the battery will still work, and it will record if something happens in that time frame. When the power goes back on, it uploads them. So I think that's one really cool feature about these new cameras that the other Nest cameras didn't have.
So the battery one can be wired?
Yes.
Okay, so it can have both functionality. So it's wired. You decide, hey, I want to wire this. This is wired. It works fine. And then when the power goes out, it has a battery, so it'll go to the battery automatically at that point.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Yep. Battery backup.
Nice.
So that's a really cool way to do it. I prefer that. Like, I've been using some battery powered cameras, and it's really cool that they're just wherever I want them to be. But I keep getting notifications. Hey, you're at 10% battery. Hey, you're at 5%. I'm like, oh, I have to go up on the shed and pull that down. And like, so not too much of a problem, and you can get like solar panels and stuff. So I think I'll be testing one of those out soon, so that you never have to get up and charge it, which would be great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like the idea of the doorbell with the camera and all that kind of stuff. I just worry about, like it's easy. Oh, so like the Nest camera, the outdoor, I think the battery one that you had, it just pops right off, right?
Yep. Yeah,
It's
just kind of magnetized to the mount.
yeah.
And you can just pull it right off.
Is
Go
that
plug it in.
good, bad, ugly? I mean, what in your opinion? Has
I
it
would
come
say
off?
it's on there pretty firm. Like when
Okay.
I went to put it on, it like suctions right on,
Okay.
and it's on there pretty good. I mean, if somebody was really trying to knock it off, they could, but it has a strong enough magnet where it's not going to fall off with wind or anything like that. Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Interesting. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like the idea of that one. All right. The only other one that I would that I thought was pretty cool, and I'm just going to touch on it, and then we'll save some time for our community and join in and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that you did a review, and I think it's actually one of your latest ones, is the smart home control panel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the name I'm not sure what it really is, but it's by a company called Brilliant, and it's a smart light switch, which is pretty interesting. It's not only a smart light switch; it's like a tablet on your wall, essentially. And should I share my screen so people can
Yeah, sure.
figure out what we're talking about?
Sure.
So let's see. I don't know how to do this. Let's click this button here.
That's
Click
fine.
this button here.
We'll see what comes up. It doesn't come up until I put it up anyway, so I'll see what you have on screen and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
You can share full screen or you can share whatever you need to on that.
All right, we'll see. Hopefully this doesn't ruin the whole thing. Not responding. Oh, that's always good. I tried. I don't know what's happening. So this home control panel is what it does is it can connect to your other smart devices. And so not only is it a light switch for the room, but it can allow you to control the rest of the smart devices in your home with a click of a button.
Right.
So I can click one button and say all lights off. And if all my other lights are compatible, all of the other lights in the house will turn off from this panel.
This is kind of you showing it right here. It's like a light switch right there on the wall. And you're just...
Yeah, my computer completely froze. So hopefully...
That's okay. That's okay. No problem.
Yeah, and so it can, if you have one light switch, you can switch that out. If you have 2, 3, 4, you could swap out to this panel, and then it has the functions to control all your different devices, and you can even use your phone to look in the camera, kind of see what's going on in the room and talk to your family. Or if you have 2 of them, you can do an intercom system. Oh, now I really froze.
Really?
Am I moving anymore?
No, you're moving fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're
My computer's
good.
just done. So I don't know what's going to happen.
That's all right. That's okay.
So, yeah, it's a pretty sweet, it's a little, a little pricey, but I think what you get with it is pretty awesome how it can be like the center of your smart home controlling everything right from this one app.
So if you don't, let's say you put this switch in, this switch, does it go to one of your lights, wired into one of your lights? Is that how it kind of works?
Yeah, so it'll be wired into the one light switch. So we have a hallway that has a light switch. So just one light switch on and off. So I replaced that old light switch with this panel. And so now it controls the light switch right above the panel. And so it's kind of cool. With one swipe of a finger, it turns that light on and off. But then you can set it up where you can control an entire set of devices. So I really have 2 hallways in my basement, and they both have smart light switches on it. And so with 2 fingers, you can swipe up and turn on both sets of lights, and swipe down with 2 fingers, and it turns off both as well. So it's really cool how you can do multiple devices at once instead of just one at a time.
Wow. So it's automatically it turns that light, instead of getting like a light bulb that's like that and everything, it's a switch that controls that instead, basically, is what it is, right?
Yep. Smart light switch, and then all these other things. So
yeah, and then
not only does it make your light smart, but then it can control other
Control other
lights.
That's really cool.
It even has a motion sensor, so I can set it up where
Wow,
if somebody
that's
walks
cool.
into the room or the
The
hall,
light
it
comes on.
automatically turns it on, and then after 5 minutes, it turns it off. So all of
That's
this
really
is
cool.
built into this one device.
That's awesome. That's really cool. That's kind of neat. But you said it was pretty pricey. I remember you saying that when you did your little review or whatever. But
Yeah. So I think if you found a deal, it'd be a great product to add to your home. Definitely.
For sure. All right. Well, that's awesome. That's great. There's not a lot of questions out there, but folks, hey, listen, community members, be sure to join us in the Backstage Pass, because we always have a Backstage Pass afterward. And Brett said that he would be glad to come in there and chat with some of you folks. I hope you do. Thank you so much. It's always awesome. And like I said, if you guys are looking for some cool Christmas gifts and stuff like that, a lot of stuff that he has out there that I guess they could be kind of expensive if you're talking about light switches and stuff, but some of it's really neat gifts. So, some of the things, like I even got some stuff for my mom just because it's more convenient for her as the older she gets. I think that when you adapt to it and you can use your voice to do certain things, she actually kind of likes that. You know what I'm saying? She likes some of that functionality instead of the clapper or whatever we used to use back. That's right. This is a lot more fun and more interesting maybe. But yeah, don't forget, hey, it's youtube.com/tech with Brett.
Yep.
/tech with Brett. Yeah, and I know you're on Instagram, Twitter. Everything's Tech with Brett, though, right? I mean, everything.
You can find me anywhere, pretty much, with that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We are tinkeringwithtech.net. We would love to have you come join us and come in the Backstage Bash. We'll do it today if you want. But great ideas, Mert says. Yep, very informative show. Absolutely, Gil. I agree with you so much. Really good show. We'll rewatch when I can see. Yeah, Jolyn just had cataract surgery, so she's having issues with eyes, but glad to see she put up there earlier that she did the surgery went well. So good. Community members, we will see you in the Backstage Pass. I'll send the link out for you guys in the chat message. Brett, you can join us. I appreciate everybody for joining us. Hopefully Heather will be here next week. She's not feeling well, so hopefully she's back. Always awesome, Brett. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Anybody that rewatches this, I suggest you go check out his YouTube channel because it's awesome. So,
well, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Bye, all. See ya. Take care.